Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. We are going to continue to work on this journal that I have for Nevermore Creations challenge that I'm hoping to get done. And I want to say hi again to Ekli and Jethro, and hi to Donald and Lily and Talia. And also hi Allie. So I did a lot of thinking, and I am not going to do any sewing on my signatures, so I thought what I would do in this video is just kind of show how to sew in the signatures that we have and get this book ready. So the first thing that we need to do is cut a template out for the spine size, and my spine size is 2 inches by 9 inches. So I'm just going to cut a piece of cardstock to 2 inches wide. And then down to 9 inches. And you can really use anything. You can use a piece of cardboard. I'm going to flip this around so I can see it better. Anything you have. I just happen to have some cardstock, so I'm going to use that. Oops. Other way. And then we're going to measure out where we want our holes. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that this fits my spine on the inside here. Yes, good. Okay. So since I have 4 signatures, we can put our dots. So it's 2 inches wide. And we can do every 1/2 inch. Well, we probably want to go in my end screen. Let me get in screen a little better. So we want a little bit of room on the inside of each side. So probably 1/4 of an inch in, or no wait, 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, I'm going to go in about 1/8 of an inch on each side. I'm just going to make a little mark, and since it's my template, that's okay. I can just do a little mark there. And then I'm going to try to divide what's left. Let's see. If we go from here to here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Too much space. So 1, 2. So we have okay. So so we took about 1/2, so 1.5 inches is what we have left. The middle is the 1 inch mark. So we'll do the middle there. And then we'll go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sorry, I'm an accountant, so I have to get my numbers right. Let's see. So we'll go in at about the half inch mark here. No. Sorry. We're going to do the 1/4. I mean 1/8. I'll flip this over. Okay. I should have probably did this before I did the video. That's okay. We're going to do a 1/4 inch in on each side. There's 2 signatures will go there. So then just on the other side, we'll do a 1/4 inch on either side of the 1 inch mark, and that should be pretty well centered right there. So these measurements are, we're going to do a 1/4 inch, then 1/2 inch from that, another 1/2 inch from that, and another 1/2 inch from that, and that'll be a 1/4 inch on each side. So now we just need to find the placements of where we want how far down we want these. And let's see, where does this sit on here? So I need to be mindful of this first page because it is smaller, and we do have some smaller pages on there. So we're going to do, we do a 1/2 inch on either side. So we're going to probably need to do 3/4 of an inch down. That's what I'm going to, so 3/4 of an inch down. So I'm going to measure on this side too. 3/4 of an inch. I just want to make sure I capture all of the papers. Okay, so we're going to go 3/4 of an inch down. And so our first hole should start there, and then we'll go 3/4 of an inch up. Okay, so we have our starting point there. Okay, so from here, we'll do the measurements from 3/4 of an inch down. Sorry, am I still in frame? Yes, I'm still in frame. So we're going to do it from 3/4 of an inch down. That we're going to do our marks at 1/4, 1/2 from that, 1/2 from that, and 1/2 from that. And I'm going to erase this one there and these ones. Okay, so these will be the holes, and when you make this for your template, you need to make sure you mark which is the top, so that way everything lines up. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do at the 3/4 of an inch mark. We're going to go 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch apart. And I'll erase this one. And then our center is at about 4.5. That's the 4.5 mark. So we're going to do the same thing there at the 4.5. And I'm kind of using the edge of my ruler to kind of line up on the paper. And that's actually at about 1/4 of an inch, so that's perfect. 1/2 from there, another 1/2, and another 1/2. Okay. I'm just going to draw a line just so I see. Make sure they're straight. They kind of aren't, so. Okay, I am a little off on the center hole, but that's what the lines are good for. We can kind of make sure with the lines. I don't always do this. It depends. If I have 1 or 2 signatures, I will just eyeball it and poke my holes. But when I have more than that, I like to have a template just to make sure that they all of the signatures line up. Okay, so we have our lines. That one's on. I'm just going to move this over there. This one will be right there. And that one will be right there. Okay, so now we have our template to poke our holes so that we can bind the books. Now, a lot of people say to use waxed thread for it, and I don't have any. So I use a variety of stuff. I have this, I don't know where I got it, but I have this thread, and it's really strong. It's not waxed, but it seems to work and hold up really, really well. So that's what I'm going to use for the binding. My replacement needles for the ones I lost. Okay. So I get my needle ready. And then what we're going to do, this is just, I don't even know where I got this. It's just some cardboard that I've piled up to help me poke the holes. So I'm just going to line this in my spine. Make sure I have the top of my book. Yeah, this is the front. And so I'm just going to line this up. And if this one's a little bit short, so I'm just going to try to center it as best I can. And then see if I have anything handy to clip. My space is just a mess. Or washi tape. I'll washi tape it. Washi tape's really great because you can remove it. So I'm just going to put washi tape on here so that it holds this in place. Okay. Okay, there's that. Make sure that's still... Okay. And I'm going to put some on the other end here. And I'm just going to hold this in place so my holes go where they need to go. Okay. All right, this is actually a Sizzix poker for when I cut out my die cuts, and it works great to do the holes in this. So that's what I'm using. Okay, so now we're just going to go through, make sure I'm still in frame, and I'm just going to poke holes and poke all the way through, and that's why you need something underneath. You can use a stack of book pages. I have a stamp pad sometimes I use too, the other side of it. You can use stacks of foam, whatever, just so it gives cushion so you're not stabbing and poking the table that you're working on. Okay, there's those holes. I was sitting here thinking a lot about how I was going to decorate this journal, and I just couldn't come up with, I mean, whatever I want to put on the pages I can glue on, so I just decided I wasn't going to do any sewing on this one. I think I'm getting some of the glue that's in here on my pokey tool. And it is a junk journal, so you don't have to be exact. Exactly exact. So to clean this off a little bit. Okay. Now that I've poked the holes, I'm going to go in the back here and now, since this has a fabric spine, it can be hard to see these holes, so I just usually go back through and just try to, and I might have to do this again when I'm getting ready to, after I've sewn some signatures in. Take this off. Okay. It's you're just gonna have to go in and just really make sure you can see your holes. Okay. They're in there, just this fabric just closes them up after a while. Okay. So now the next thing we need is we need a piece of cardstock strip. I think I'll just cut another 1-inch strip to make another template for the pages. Okay. So I'm going to cut this down to 1 inch. And then I'll cut it down to 9 inches again. My grandma's, I found her some old Carol Burnett shows she's watching. She can't find anything she wants to watch on TV, so she really enjoys that. So, okay, so that's 1 inch by 9 inch. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it in half. I could get my scorer out and do this, but this will work. I'm getting ready to send my grandkids' mom, Allie, a pack. She's been watching the videos and making a journal. That's so exciting. I love to hear that. I got to see some of her preliminary pictures, and they're beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. I'm just going to use this like a bone folder just to get this crease in there really, really, really good. Okay. Now we'll use our template. I'm probably doing this the hard way. Yep, I am. Where's my pencil? I'm just going to line this up with this and make my holes where these holes are at. Okay, I'm just going to make sure they match. Yep. Okay, so there's my holes. I don't know if you can see that, if the lighting's good. There's my holes, and I'm just going to flip this around so I have the holes on the inside. And then I'm going to poke holes in this. And this is going to help us with our pages. Okay, before we poke holes, I'm going to get my needle and thread ready. Now these needles I'm using are tapestry needles. I haven't used this kind before. I've used some different ones, but for some reason I can't find, and they're dull. I can't find the needle I was using, so. And then to get your length of binding material, you want to measure, this is what I've seen on other YouTube videos, you want to measure 3 times. There's 1, approximately, 2, 3, and we'll cut it right there. And then feed this through the needle. Okay, so we've got that fed through and that's ready for our signature. So now I just have to decide which, make sure I have my book facing up. I know it's probably hard to tell. I can tell which side is the front. So now I just need to decide where I want my signatures in what order. And which one I want for my first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. I can do all my stenciling and everything else I want while it's in there too. I tend to like to decorate it when the pages are in there more than when they're out. I get a better visual, like as it's going kind of look. Okay. I know they're pretty much the same, but I want to kind of make sure that, there we go, get some of these in there. Okay, I like that. That's good. I think I kind of already went through this a little bit earlier today when I was trying to decide what video I was going to do. I'm itching to get started on the different pieces in the decorating of the journal. This will probably be a little bit more decorated than I normally make my journals. The bigger ones I tend to do that more with. Okay, and I'm not going to even out the pages. I kind of like the pages sticking out like that. And the book will hold it, so I love this coffee dyed paper. Okay. And I will probably, okay, perfect. That's perfect, because I wanted a piece of this in every other one. So I think I'm happy with that. Okay. So this will be the back. And I think this time I'll work from the back. Let's put that aside. So what you're going to want to do is just make sure your pages are the way that you want them, centered or crooked, cattywampus, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure their pages are all the way that you want them. And then you're going to take your piece that you poke the holes in. Oops, I did not mark the top on this. It is important because when I just flipped it around, the holes are off a little bit. So make sure you mark which one's your top so you know how to put it in your pages. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and put that a little bit more centered there. And then we're going to just open it up to the center page. Make sure that's how everything's how you want it. Move that up just a little bit. A little bit more, I think. There we go. And then your top, you'll just place in here. You know what? We will need to cut this down. So that way our holes match. Sorry, like I said, I normally just poke the holes. And so it's been a little while since I've made a 4-page journal or a four signature journal. The first one I made for my mom. I'm just going to cut it with scissors. I made for my mom for a gift for her friend. Mark my T on there. And then cut this one down. This should match. I forgot about that. This should match the length of your tallest page so that you can line this up. And I did my holes far enough down. But see how that lines up with your tallest page? And that way all of your holes match. And you don't have your pages going like this. They line up. Okay, so now we know if make sure that's all tight. And then we're going to go ahead and poke holes. Some people will put paper clips here, different things like that, just to make sure that it's in place. I'm fine with just kind of winging it like this. Poke your holes. And we got one more. Okay. There. Those are good. And now we just get our needle. And we're going to put in the first signature. Now, I remember watching several videos on how to do a pamphlet stitch, but recently I've been seeing them different. So I am not sure. I do it this way. I go in through the center and pull through. And I find it easier just for me to do it with it kind of away. I have a thumb that doesn't work right, so I have that I battle too. So you're just going to poke that through the spine. And you are going to leave some string in the center. So you'll pull and leave a tail. It's probably good right there. Okay. And just make sure that tail doesn't pull out or you'll have to do it all over again. Okay, and then we're going to come back through the hole, the back hole here. Pop your needle through that. These are thicker needles than what I had before. So okay. So we've come through there, and now we're going to hopefully get through all of these pages. There we go. I think I have a little bit too much glue on my spine. It's getting on my needle. Okay, so we're going to pull this through here. There's that. And then we come down. Just going to line these up again. We come down to the bottom. I do have a lot of glue on my spine. Come down to the bottom and get the needle through that. That'll be my next purchase, is a bookbinding kit, so I have decent needles to... okay. I need a little bit more. Okay, so now we're through there, and then we're going to go through the back hole on this. I'm doing the last signature, and I'm working my way up to the first signature. Okay. Make sure I have my center string there. Go back, pull that, and you're going to want to make sure they're tight. It's harder with a 4 signature, but pull that string if you can, if you have enough, and just pull it tight so that you can get this in. You got to go back through the center. Without catching, if you can help it, without going through the other thread, and then go back through your center signature. And I struggle binding. I don't know why I struggle so bad, but I struggle pretty good with my bindings. Definitely other people make this look a lot easier. Trying to see where I'm at. I'm through some of them. Let's see, tighten this up. Did I get through? I did not get it through. Through that. I think I only got it through the first piece. I'm just going to go through and make sure this hole is wide enough. There we go. There we go. Okay, up through the center. Okay, so if you can see in the light here, this string here, and you have these two strings, you need one underneath, and so you need them on opposite sides. Now once they're through, this is your opportunity to make sure everything is tight before you complete the binding. You make sure that there's no looseness here. If there is, this is your time to tighten it. And make sure this is pretty tight because you don't want this to go anywhere. Then you're just going to tie a knot right over that string. And another knot. And you can leave this for now. You can leave it all the time. You can use, this is common to have this hanging out of your signatures. And then you can also attach a beads to that. So now we have our first signature in our book. And we'll work on the other signatures and get this all bound up. There's that one. Now I'll cut another piece of string. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is going to be the one on top of that. I'm just going to take a minute to clean off my needle because it is very sticky. And put my string on there. Okay, that's ready. Get my hole poker and open to the center. I'm just going to center this up a little more. My top. And just make sure it's tight all the way down. And then go ahead and get that poke through there. There. Go through the center, same thing. And then here's my center hole. Poke that through. I really miss my other needle. I really liked it. I'll probably find it at some point when I can get some kind of sense to this room. It's kind of a, it's turned into a catch-all. It's just kind of a catch-all room. Okay, so I still have my string there. Now I'm going to try to get through all of this. This needle is just so thick. I'm going to go through with this again. That helped last time, so. And this is why people suggest not to put too much glue on your spine because you're getting it all over your needle. Okay. And then we're going to go back through this one, through the bottom. There we go. Down to the bottom. Okay. Now we have to go back through the center. And and try not to catch. There we go, the string. Now these are loose. I know I have to play with it once I get them in here. Where's my center? Just making sure I have string, and I'll wipe this glue off. I'm just tightening it now because it does get a little bit hard when you're in there. And try to get this through without too much mishap. There we go. Okay, got it through the center. Okay, so same thing. We just want to make sure this is tight. Don't want the signatures moving around. Make sure it stays. I did catch this a little bit. If you do catch it, if you don't have wax thread like I don't, you can just fix it, like, you know, just pull it out. Okay, so we're going to tighten this. We're going to make sure this is tight and the back is tight. And then we'll go ahead and tie. The only way you can fix this if you're not able to get it tight is by taking it out and redoing it. Okay, so there's our second signature in the book. So we've got 2 signatures done now, and this is the back so far, and we've got 2 more to go. And I think I will do the other 2 on off camera. Since it's so late, that's all I'm going to do for tonight's video, and then I'm hoping to be able to do a video tomorrow. With everything going on, I'm still working, so thank you for that, Jesus. But I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing in the other 2 signatures, and then I have some things that I picked up that I showed from a garage sale haul. Oh, the packing slips right here. I want to do something with these. So this will probably be a piece or 2 of ephemera that we'll put in here. But now that we've got the signature sewed in, now it's time to make ephemera and start the decorating process. So thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe my video if you like it. And until next time, until I see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.